Hello Avengers and welcome to another Sounds of Stadia Thursday night live stream with you, the wonderful community out there on Stadia. Nearly dropped my controller there again for the second time tonight. Joining myself, Chris, one of your hosts this evening, we have the man of many pixels, my little Hawkeye over there in his nest, Mr. Richie. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite good. How are you?
I'm good. The weekend's getting near. I've got some time off work shortly, so I'm getting in a good zone. Welcome, of course, everyone who's unfamiliar with the channel. We are the Sounds of Stadia YouTube channel, and we do lots of things relating to cloud gaming and Stadia. We have a weekly podcast that drops every Monday where myself and Richie and our third co-host, Mr. Tom, the techie teacher himself, round up all the Stadia and gaming news, and it's been one hell of a week. So definitely check out this past week's podcast and look forward to next week's because we've got a ton of stuff to talk about. Cannot wait. Welcome to everyone in the chat, of course. I can see Kumna's in there, Steve's there, a couple of other people just joining us now. We'll give it a few more minutes before we jump into a game. But yeah, we round up all the Stadia news and we talk about it, and we play games, and we love playing games, Richie. And that's what we're here for tonight. We're here to jump back into Marvel's Avengers from Square Enix. Recently just got their update roadmap. They're going to be getting the War for Wakanda DLC coming later in the summer. And of course, Hawkeye is the most recent addition to the Avengers roster, following the last drop, which was Kate Bishop. And we're going to jump in and demonstrate some of that for you lovely people out there tonight. Now, as with most of our Thursday night live streams, this is about you, the community, as well. So we have two spots on our Avengers team tonight. So if you are inclined as to join us out there on the battlefield, do make sure you've got Sounds of Stadia added. You've got the game, of course. That's a pretty decent thing to have. And you have us in the friend list. Welcome, AmeriGamer, as well. Thanks for stopping by. Looking forward to checking out a certain video of yours soon. And Richie,
I've just dropped a link in the chat, so if you want to jump
thank
straight
you. I
into
was
us.
just going to ask that. And we've gone for a little tweak to the setup this Thursday as well. We've got Richie's display on screen, so this isn't screen share. What's it called, Richie? What's the Stadia version of it called?
It's Stream Connect.
Stream Connect, yeah. That's not Stream Connect. Don't get fooled. That's just Richie. It's right above your head. You're right, yeah. So you can see what Richie can see, while you can see what I can see. If you see where I'm going with that, Richie. And we're going to be jumping in. You're playing as Kate Bishop, currently level 3, so some powering up to do for Kate. I'm going to be playing as Clint, Hawkeye himself. As you can see, I've played a little bit over the last couple of days. I do enjoy this game quite a bit. Let's see what's going on here. It always puts the little dot next to the marketplace, and I always jump in thinking there's going to be some really cool gear that isn't going to cost me microtransaction amounts. And there isn't. There never is. Some cool outfits, but I refuse to pay real money. I will just grind and save up until the day comes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't really care that much about this game at this point, so I'm just here for good times. I am trying to clean up all the stupid dots on my menus.
That's what I need to do. I've got most of mine whittled down now to just the Hive missions, which I haven't done yet. Yeah. Let's see. So I think the continuation of the story, obviously those of you out there who haven't played the Kate Bishop DLC, essentially what happened was everybody's looking for Nick Fury, Richie. I'll give you it in a nutshell. Everybody's looking for Nick Fury, of course, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. And in the midst of all that, they also found Clint. But Clint wasn't in our present time, Richie. He was lost somewhere, and turns out he's in the future, and that's where we're going to go with his mission list today. I'm actually kind of envious of you playing Kate Bishop. I said on the podcast this week that actually she plays a lot better than Clint, just because she has the portal jumping. So her traversal is a lot better. So those who've not played the game for a while will notice that the Future Wastelands, we've got a new area that's opened up, a new region. We jump into that. There's Hawkeye's 3 missions there. Challenge 2. Now I need to remember what order these missions were in. However, I do recall the first one takes place in New York because we go to Clint's apartment because he's left some information with his dog Lucky.
As you do.
Looks like Kumna's jumping in. We'll give it a moment if you're playing with us. We thought you'd be watching the football. Although you still could be watching the football, I guess. Richie's got it on in the side. If he keeps doing that shifty side eye, it's because she's checking on the match.
Yeah, I've got it on my phone just there.
Chill out.
Just underneath my screen. It's currently 1-0 to England.
Who scored?
I don't know. I missed it.
Oh, no. Who would you wager scored?
If I had a guess, I want to say maybe Sterling.
I was going to say Sterling as well.
I don't know. I can't remember who's playing up top with him. It's not Kane. Kane's on the bench. I want to say maybe Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins. There you go. Sounds like an Avengers name. Are you joining us, Coom, now? Is that the plan? With you saying booting up the game? Do let us know, just so we can hang fire for a moment. It's onto my side. It's onto your side. It might be on your side. Is he in our team yet, Richie?
I can't see him.
Let's go social.
And I was wrong, Chris. It was James Ward-Prowse.
James Ward-Prowse.
And it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin starting up front, not Ollie Watkins.
Ah, right. There you go. Is anyone else
Ollie
out there
Watkins
playing
is on the
Avengers?
bench.
A couple of people playing FIFA. Quite a lot of people playing FIFA. Ash is out there playing Immortals. Phoenix Rising, which I too started this week. You haven't jumped back into it yet, have you?
No, it's probably going to be a while because at the moment I'm trying to power through to the end of Bravely Default 2. And then next is going to be Dragon Quest for me after that. So it just slipped down the pecking order, Chris.
It happens. That's what's happening with me and Watch Dogs. It's just kind of trickling down there. I'll get to it eventually.
I've just noticed something that's quite cool because I'm streaming the game, not watching live on TV. It's I'm getting notifications through my apps about goals before it actually happens. So I'm seeing the notification and get watch the goal.
Hawkeye.
How you want it.
Iron Pants.
And by the way, it's 2-0.
Hey.
This time it was Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Wait, celebration. Akash, thanks for stopping by. What settings are you guys playing on? Quality or performance? That is a great question. I haven't made that decision since last October, November when the game came out. So I'm not too sure.
It's got to be performance. I think I played through the main campaign on quality, but you know I think high frame rate is better when you're playing online. Once you kind of got over the visual, how nice the game looks, it's like I'll take the frames.
Yeah, I've got it on resolution, but I think that's because I mostly play on my big TV with the Chromecast Ultra.
Yeah.
So that's why. He's in. Kumna's in. He has no idea what he's doing, and by the looks of it, he's just flying around in a big circle as Iron Man. Right, let's get into one of these Hawkeye missions then. As I said, the first one takes us to New York, so we'll head to the eastern seaboard. Back and get into the mission.
You're going to be carrying us.
It depends how it does the leveling. Eastern seaboard, and because we can pick the difficulty. Power level 1, 2, 3, go all the way up to different challenge levels. I'll put it at
level
the
3. I haven't played
lowest.
in months, and it's a character I don't know. So, yeah.
Well,
let's take it easy till I get.
Cannot launch mission. The mission requires the helicarrier to launch. Launch helicarrier to start the mission.
Do we have to go to the helicarrier?
Yeah, apparently you can't do it from the shield bunker. You have to then go to the helicarrier. Unless there might be a cutscene or something.
I wonder if it's because I haven't played it.
Potentially. That's weird. I know the mission takes place. It takes you en route to the mission. Yeah. But I didn't realise it would actually require us to go to the actual helicarrier.
Yeah, we had some weird things before when we first played, where if there was a mission that I played and you hadn't, we couldn't play it. So I wonder if it's something to do with that.
Potentially, right. Here we are. We're on the helicarrier. So let's try this again.
Hey, have I ever told you how great you are?
Never.
Yeah, maybe it's for the best.
Well, nuh-uh. Rate me with compliments, bro.
Right. My life as a weapon. Campaign mission starting now. So this should pull you guys all into the we go.
Hawkeye.
It's actually quite helpful that I can see your screen, Richie, now that we are doing the screen
Yeah.
check, because I can actually see what you can see.
Cool.
He's obviously delusional.
Right. As you may remember, I was working with Nick Fury to save the future.
And he was working with Monica, right? Will be?
Ding, ding, ding. Points to you, kid. Now, before that, we both stumbled on A.I.M's super secret tachyon research, and we managed to get away with some of it before they caught up to me. Project Omega.
Retrieving this package sounds like our best course of action. Where is it now?
That would be Brooklyn.
Please don't tell me you left it in your apartment.
I have someone watching it, okay? Well, he's watching the dog, technically, but...
Let's go, Barton.
Okay, hey, you're gonna be embarrassed when you see how well I hit it.
So, yeah, like we said, he's gone into the future to help Nick Fury, and Monica, Richie, you'll remember from the main campaign, Monica was the villain. She, in the future, is actually working with Nick Fury, so she's actually using A.I.M technology to help defeat the Kree.
After we beat her.
After you beat, yeah, obviously the Kree arrived at the end, and now she's trying to stave off. It's kind of like X-Men Days of Future Past, like kind of time travel, where she's trying to prevent the invasion and Earth being destroyed. So they're actually working together in the future, but you never know with bad guys, bad girls, whether they're true to their.
Yeah, once you're evil, you can never fully trust them again.
Yeah, redemption, big redemption.
Yeah,
arc.
I want to trust you, but
So,
you've betrayed me once already.
Indeed. Anyone who is joining us, we will be playing a couple of games tonight as part of our Stadia community live stream. So if you are in the chat, there is the link there to join us. After each level, we'll give a small window of opportunity for anyone else to jump in who wants to fight the good fight out there in the Future Wastelands coming up soon.
Let's do it.
Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel to be kept in the loop with all things Sounds of Stadia, by the way. We play more than just Avengers here. Might play some FIFA again on Saturday, Richie, if you fancy it.
Yeah, I can do. Maybe get a pro club.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I'll might maybe reach out to a couple more people in the community so we can get some more numbers for it. Right.
You still owe Chase game as well.
I do, yes. I've spoken to him about it, so we just need to get a date locked on.
New since you've been,
Monica's prisoner.
So with Hawkeye, similar to Kate Bishop, Richie, we're actually on very similar movesets, as you can imagine. Both rocking katanas.
I can do that.
You can do that with portal jumps, yeah. You can traverse a little bit quicker than I can.
Dude,
I'm completely fall off the building.
failures now?
There are enough real ones to blame ourselves for after all. Let's just keep moving.
Ah. Wish we could traverse by just using like a Batman-style grappling hook.
I wish we could traverse just by using like a portal.
This really takes me back.
Roof barbecue. Sup, dude?
Executing.
Talk to Gil. Wonder if it's Gil from The Simpsons, the one who's always getting shafted with jobs.
Hey, Gil!
Yeah.
Hey, Hawkeye!
Long time. Good to see you. How's my dog doing?
Lucky's great. I love that dog. But wait, didn't you move out today?
What? No. What makes you say that?
Well, I saw a bunch of guys hauling stuff from your apartment. What? They said they were movers.
Oh, Gil.
Linton, Francis.
You had one job. One job, Gil.
Do I know you?
Watchdogs. Ames hired guns.
I like how they both let us both take an arrow out of the quiver and actually pull it back
Yeah.
before opening fire if their intention is to harm us.
What I'm thinking?
It's a typical villain thing. We'll just
Yeah.
send waves of enemies at you, but one at a time.
Right, this is where you got to remember to fight, Richie. And I've just missed 3 arrows. So it's circle, or not circle, sorry, B to dodge and roll.
What's parry? Because there's a parry, isn't it?
R2, I believe. Oh, missed that one. Oh, he's went down. Obviously, if you hold back on your bow and you hold it in for longer, it charges your shot as well. That's quite a handy one.
Yeah,
And when they
I'm
flash
playing with
yellow-
different arrows at the moment.
Yeah, when they flash yellow, you've obviously got your takedown maneuver. And then you've got your specials, R1, L1, and then the two shoulder buttons. I just saw you fall off the side of the building.
Yep. No, you figure out how to get back up.
If you just look up, you should be able to grapple your way up.
All the way up.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing when you're not Iron Man or Thor. Getting like back to the top of buildings isn't that easy. Like I'm on the ground floor now as well. Either the villains. There is sometimes a couple of jump pads hanging around, which will launch you back up. Not ideal though. But I guess that's what's going to happen when you're one of the
I wish I'd, like,
Avengers.
as I fell off the building, I could like look back and then teleport back up. They wouldn't let me.
I've just frozen in the sky. There you go. Watch Dogs, of course, not the Ubisoft game.
I'll take care of this.
Yeah, you will. Show 'em what happens when you mess with Brooklyn.
There we go.
Watch dogs are heading to the garage.
Oh, some gear
Let's
over
take
there.
the
as well.
elevator. Catch them by surprise.
Oh, there's some random gear like right on a rooftop over here, which I'm going to get just for the sake of it. So we're going into the elevator.
I've headed towards this like crate or something. How do you, is the ping system now, isn't it?
Yeah, you aim down your sights and then I think you press up.
I got it.
You're probably going to
Got
get
there in time.
snapped back to the elevator.
Yeah, it's timed quite well actually.
Stop thinking that thing you're thinking.
James is in the chat as well.
No one.
Thanks for stopping by, James.
You're not beating
Hope
yourself
you're
up
good.
about
Hope
this?
your week's treating you well.
I don't know why I'm kidding. Still playing the Avenger. Maybe I.
So part of the storyline with what's happening, Richie, is that Clint retired. So when all the plot lines happened in the main campaign game, they're kind of a bit annoyed that he wasn't there to help them out as one of the Avengers. But he'd retired like he does in the MCU movies.
That's all he does. That got
Just goes
just
back
likes to retire.
in and out of retirement all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be scared. Wait, that would have worked better if you had said, "We're not scared of you." Well, let's take them.
Hey, maybe later.
If anyone's got a shield, it's hold down Y, Richie, to break the shield.
With this building, can't leave any witnesses.
Yeah, I'm still good at
What the, do you know what my abilities do?
Oh, that's asking a question. Something with arrows.
Seems likely.
Cannot remember.
I've got warp arrow apparently.
There's one basically makes a
Right.
clone of you, is like a decoy clone.
Yeah.
I think one of them's just like a supercharged arrow.
One's warp arrow apparently.
I think the warp
I think
arrow.
must be the clone.
The warp arrow is like a supercharged arrow, but it also teleports you to the arrow's location. So remember Shadow of M.O.D.O.K, where you would kind of
Yeah.
jump across to your enemy and then slit their throat, but you've also jumped about 20 feet forward. Kind of works like that. Oh man, Shadow of M.O.D.O is a good game.
Oh, do we have to activate the thingamajigs?
Yeah, the whole place is rigged to blow in 30 seconds, so we need to defuse. I totally got distracted by enemies then. Yeah, defuse these bombs in 20 seconds. Thankfully, there's 3 of us, so not too hard.
And a Hulk.
And a Hulk, yeah, I can imagine the Hulk trying to defuse a bomb.
What? They took
Professor Hulk could.
Professor Hulk could, yeah. Although, will his fingers be too big to press the delicate buttons? Or would he just swallow the bomb?
Nah, he's more nimble than you think.
He's more nimble. Maybe he has like a little poker stick, you know, like when Homer's fat in the Simpsons episode.
Yeah.
And he has he tries to dial someone. It says the fingers you've dialed are too fat for the keyboard.
Yeah.
So just smashes a number. James, good weekend. Cheers, Chris. Been a busy one. Nearly made it to the weekend. Hope yours has been good. Yeah, mine's not been too bad actually. Not too bad at all. I've got.
Yeah, it's been.
It's
fairly
one of those.
standard week.
Well, I think because I've got some time off soon, I'm in just like a good mood, and I've just been counting down the days really.
Yeah.
Not that I've got anywhere to go, anything to do. But it's just nice to not have work on the horizon.
Yeah, it's nice to have a couple of days where you can just chill out if you wanted to.
It'll mostly be like jobs around the house and DIY projects and stuff.
Yeah, catch up and stuff.
Yeah, might do some of the garden like an old man. He's getting at a time of the year where the grass does not stop growing. Adult things.
I haven't sorted my garden out this year.
Got my car sorted out. Just a bunch of mundane things. But I will be doing some gaming in amongst that.
Yeah. Don't worry. In amongst the adulting, we will do some gaming.
Certainly.
Thanks. I didn't know there was a truck or a checkpoint. Man, you really suck at this. Gil, I need an update.
I feel like the downside to the ping systems, I think, is your ping still on the screen?
Yeah, I tried to cancel it and it didn't work. It just set a new one.
Maybe if you ping the ping, like ping a new one and then get rid of it.
Alright, there you go.
Dismiss, yeah. Oh, there's some on the left. Swipe. I actually found, going back to this DLC, I found myself using the katana a lot more than the bow and arrow initially until I got past a certain, until I understood the moves a little bit more.
Mobile prison cells?
But anyone out there who's played the game or is playing the game, you'll be glad to know that the level spike cap, that was a bit of a problem last week when they were saying the grind was going to be harder. They've not changed it that much, if I'm honest. Like, my Hawkeye is now level 46, and I don't feel like I've done, an overly large amount of grinding to get to this stage. It just makes me concerned with how easy it was before, actually.
Yeah.
But then again, we've played a couple of times on Thursday nights, Richie, and I think we've gone up about 7-8 levels in the space of an hour or so.
For me, the problem was never the leveling up. It was just the gear was just because you replaced it so much so quickly. None of it felt like it mattered.
Yeah, it just becomes irrelevant.
Legendary items just didn't feel good to get.
Right, I'm forgetting what I'm supposed to do now.
I found it. I'm trying to get to it like a chest room.
Remember that you hit the things and then you shoot the sides. Because all of these traps... No, Hulk, you're in the way. All these traps are perfect. Ah, was that too... Damn it, too slow, Hulk. Any second now. All the traps are designed specifically for which hero you are, which is always convenient. Jeez, it doesn't give me very long. Oh, come on! I might need your help with this one, Richie.
Alright, I'll just kill these guys and then go away.
I don't really see how... Jesus.
Right, I'm on
Whoa,
my way.
that doesn't give me very long. That's the hardest thing in the whole game.
Did you manage it?
I managed one, but there is another one here. There's essentially prisoners in... You've got to hit the little honeycomb things to trigger the... trigger the hotspots. And then you've got to shoot 4 hotspots before it times out. What is going on here? We've got some... Doctor Strange sling ring magic going on here.
Oh, the hotspots are on the cage.
Yeah, so you've got to hit the honeycomb and then there's like 4 little discs on the top of the crate you've got to shoot within like 10 seconds it gives you. I'll get this side.
The auto aim kept pulling it away.
Yeah, you can tweak auto aim settings if you feel like it's too sensitive.
Switch them off. I always switch auto aim off in any game I play because it's just annoying. But I'm guessing since the update it switched it back on.
Stop that truck. So the Stoler's dog, which this is basically turned into John Wick. There's purple everywhere. We're gonna kick some ass, and they've got our dog.
Lock off.
Although there is a chest off to the side over there, 80 meters away, which we could probably go get to the benefit of our gear. And yeah, Mary Gamer saying taking some time off always feels refreshed after a couple of days. Easter coming up soon. Yeah, bank holidays. Yeah, that's it. Bank holidays.
Yeah, that's my next day is off for me. Bank holidays.
Is it next? Yeah, because the clocks actually go forward this Sunday in the UK. They do anyway. 'Cause I think
yeah, they do.
States already put their clocks forward. I saw the guys at Stadia saying they've moved the round table up, I think, an hour to combat.
Lucky?
Yeah, I think they might be a week earlier than us.
Daylight savings, malarkey.
Yeah, you should just get rid of it.
I don't know, I like getting that extra hour back in the winter, but then it usually sucks in the summer. Or spring, I should say.
Yeah, it's just unnecessarily
Hey, guys.
confusing, like to have to remember to change the time. Time should be something that we don't change.
Time is a constant. See if we can get some special stuff. Lightning storm.
Right, let's try. Completely missed that shot, but
Oh. I wish Stadia wouldn't recommend that the game might stop because of a bad connection when everything's running fine. It like just it almost like thinks it's going to happen, but I'm one of those people where I'm kind of like, well, until it actually goes off, you don't need to tell me.
yeah. I haven't had that in a long time actually. Since
I actually
upgraded my
haven't
internet.
until now. Oh, he shot me. Whoa, and he ran me over.
Since I got my Google Wi-Fi, I haven't had an issue.
Yeah, same. We're such Google shills, Richie.
You make good stuff.
Shelling out for tech that definitely works. So Hulkbuster coming in there.
I'm
and
still
tearing
bitter
up.
about it because I don't think I should have to.
Oh, no.
A house my size, like my IP router should be adequate, but it's not. So
Let's get this watchdog. Oh, and he's down.
we're done.
Just like that. Let's see. Metallic equation in the chat. Thanks for stopping by. Get the doggo. That's what we've got to do. There he is.
Yep.
Good boy. I actually thought they were going to kill him or something when I first played that. A vet, dude. I even think villains in movies wouldn't hurt dogs, really.
Nah.
There's something
Dogs are one of
about-
them things. Dogs and children, you're just not allowed to hurt.
Dogs in movies, man. Can you remember I Am Legend?
Okay, I'm gonna refrain from
yes.
comparing
Oh,
reunions,
that part with
point
the
out
dog,
that
that's
you're
horrible.
away with your data, man.
Not all of it.
And Metallic Equations also said Hawkeye and Kate are such a good team. Yeah, I really enjoyed them. I think they're when they introduced Kate just with the archery and the katana, felt
I guess
really,
maybe
really
your
solid
master
for
isn't as
gameplay.
dumb as he looks.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Pretty dumb, doesn't
It's actually that's one of the biggest questions that's always been around this game, with how are they going to tweak and evolve and have such a roster of varied characters but all playing. And to their credit, I don't think they do a bad job. They all play unique enough, and yet the enemies do feel a bit basic sometimes, but I guess they have to keep the enemies to quite a basic formula so that the heroes can be varied.
Monica would come after me.
Otherwise, that's a lot more coding and shit that needs to go into it.
It's something I still think they need to work on, because when every fight almost
Sure. Couldn't read it.
feels the same, it just takes any sort of real strategy out
Yeah.
of the game for me. And that's where I think it fails as a multiplayer game. I've often felt when we've been playing together that we just happen to be in the same world, rather than we're actually trying to coordinate
Yeah.
our attacks and stuff.
Yeah, there's not much team up going on other than we're bashing
Yeah.
the same shit right next to each other.
Yeah, for a game that's about teamwork, it's not. It could do a lot. It's a lot better.
No, I agree with you on that one. It's interesting because, again, as with it kind of having such a wealth of characters to pull from,
Yeah.
you'd think eventually, like once the whole squad's there, they'll be able to just kind of tighten the screw. That's a nice little pickup. They'll be able to tighten the screw a little bit
Yeah.
on those little intricacies.
James is asking what you're playing at the moment. That's-
Avengers, obviously.
Yeah.
And I've just started the Immortals Myths of the Eastern Realm DLC today.
Yeah.
So I've only played about an hour or so of that. I said on the podcast, Richie, very odd in the fact that it's it's a completely different game. It's a different character. It's a different location using some of the same assets. But the part I've filled so far feels like it should be the second game in the series. To be fair, it's really peculiar. And what else? Oh, and a bit of FIFA, really. Just a couple of like varied Stadia things. How about yourself?
Again, I'm at the moment trying to power through Bravely Default 2 because it's a JRPG, which means unfortunately, I've dropped the difficulty down. I was playing on hard. I've dropped it down to like easy just to try and get through the story. Yeah. But even then, some bosses like I find myself, I'll get to them and I'm under leveled to the point where, when it's like a boss will just one shot you because you just don't have enough HP. Yeah. So it's not even a strategy thing. So I'm having to grind a bit, but I'll get through. I'm hoping to finish it on Saturday night, probably. I think like one more good push might get me there.
One more good push.
And then it's Dragon Quest, because I've never played a Dragon Quest game.
Dragon Quest. Yeah, there's a couple of good things in the pipeline. Obviously, we've got Outriders potentially next week as well. And in some other big games, which we're going to be talking about on the podcast, Resident Evil, of course. Huge news. Yep. But we'll save our thoughts for Monday for that one. Let us know what you're playing as well, James.
If people want to know our thoughts before Monday, they can just go check our Twitter accounts.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll certainly do it. Crazy Bad stopped by as well. Nice to see you. Never apologise for being late. You all lead your own lives. We're just happy to stop that. You stopped by for a few moments of them. There is a spare slot, ladies and gentlemen, on the Avengers roster if you would like to jump in and smash up some shit with us. Rob in the chat as well. Thanks for stopping by, Rob. He says, took so long for the Hawkeye DLC to drop. Clint's family have probably turned back to Ash again. Hashtag Bachelor Lifestyle. He's just retired. He just retires if and when he wants to, does Clint.
He retires in between things when he's actually needed. So it's not really retirement.
When he wants
he just says he's retired so he doesn't feel bad about never getting called up for the smaller stuff.
The smaller stuff. And AmeriGamer saying, I just beat Uncharted 2 for the channel, but all the videos aren't out yet. I'm playing through Metro Last Light and the Outer Worlds DLC.
Uncharted 2, what a game.
I know, Uncharted 2. Uncharted, my favourite series of all time, I think, if I was to put a fine point on it. All amazing games in their own right, amazing characters, story. Got the platinum trophies in them all. Even Uncharted Golden Abyss on the PlayStation Vita, which very few people can say. So have that one. But yeah, I'm a massive Uncharted
I've only got the platinum in Uncharted 2, I think.
There you go, Richie. You got something to strive for now then. Really enjoyable platinums as well. There's nothing overly strenuous about them.
I think I've told the story in the podcast before because I never had a PlayStation 3. When I got the PlayStation 4, you recommend Uncharted. And it was around about the time the Nathan Drake collection. No, the Nathan Drake collection was out, but Uncharted 4 was on the horizon, so I played through Uncharted 1, 2, 3, each like a week each, and then into The Last of Us 1, and then straight into Uncharted 4.
Yeah, you just got
that was a good stretch of like 2 months. That was fantastic.
You just got like a Naughty Dog explosion of entertainment for like a solid month.
I got reintroduced to Naughty Dog as people other than the Crash Bandicoot guys.
That's crazy. Right, so for our next mission, Richie, I'm trying to just have a look at the... Right, okay. So the next mission, I think, is this one. Hank Pym has modified the Quinjet to reach the Future Time Bridge, travel to the Future Wastelands, and find Nick Fury. So it's weird that Hank Pym, or Ant-Man, the original Ant-Man, is in this game, and yet he's not a playable character. He's just a helpful ally.
Yeah,
like I understand with the Shield agents.
Scott Lang as the
maybe Ant-Man. That would be a clever way of tying it all in.
Although I kind of wish they went with Hank Pym as their playable Ant-Man on this one, because then it separates it a bit more from the MCU.
Right, I've readied up. James, love Uncharted. I don't have a PlayStation anymore, so I do miss that. Never got a chance to play Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2 is fantastic as well.
You need to keep an eye out for like a second-hand PlayStation 4 now, because you probably get one as a bargain with as people like trade them in to get PS5s.
Yeah, you will. I know our game in the UK were doing like if you trade in your old console, you get it. So yeah, they're going to be like flush with second-hand consoles.
I'm not trading mine in. My PlayStation 4 is actually just down beside my desk on top of my old PC, and it's now attached to this monitor I'm looking at.
Well, what I've actually found, weirdly enough, since I got my PlayStation 5, is because I've got the PS4 Pro in this room here, the remote play works astoundingly well on it. So rather than have to unplug everything and lug it around, I was actually playing... what was I playing? I can't remember now, but I was basically just remote play broadcast it, and since I've got the Google Wi-Fi, it's just seamless. It actually just feels weird changing the controller back to the DualShock from the DualSense now.
I found the remote play wasn't great on my PS4, but I wonder if the PS4 Pro has a better network card.
Potentially, yeah.
Because I do feel it will. I'm just getting hammered by just the network card in the device, and there's nothing that you can do about that.
Possibly.
It's when I've run speed tests, it's like I'll get like 50 megabit per second.
Yeah.
And it'll be pretty much capped out, and then my PC sat right next to it is getting over 200.
Yeah,
so,
it's just something's not quite on the same
yeah,
playing
it's
field.
just...
This is the future.
Yeah.
So, welcome, Richie, to the Future Wasteland.
Is anything
It's a pretty
So-
lush future. Why is it so orange? I don't want to live in an orange future.
Definitely
It's
wasn't.
something to do with the sun, usually. Solar flares, that kind of shit. So, yeah, essentially, everyone's gone missing. Everyone's apparently dead. We don't know where anyone is.
Physically, but
And
I know this place. And I can
Hank
follow
Pym
this road.
tweaked the Quinjet so we could travel through a time bridge, which is how we got current Clint back. That's why he wasn't present during the campaign story mode, because he was in the future, messing around.
Just chilling.
Yeah, it is a very Days of Future Past storyline. The great thing again with this game is we say about the characters, but like if this game went on for years, we discussed it before the game even came out on the show. Like you could get X-Men in this because Marvel's Ultimate Alliance game on the Switch has all them characters.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of kind of like time, I
think-
reckon, and the roster could be amazing.
It's a lot easier to get the license for a video game rather than a movie because I think there's a lot less conflict there
Yeah,
in terms of how the IP's handled.
it's easier as well, isn't it, to split any kind of monetization of things?
Yeah.
Like for a game, you could just give them like a straight up fee and say, "Can we have that?" Whereas you're right in saying with movies, there's all you have to pay an actor who's going to be contracted to a studio.
Yeah.
Which then it's their likeness and their image and stuff. Whereas with a comic book cartoon character, essentially, you can interpret it and change it. One of the great things that came out of the roadmap, which we didn't actually touch on, was they're bringing MCU inspired skins to this game in the near future as well. So when everyone had a bugbear with them not quite looking like Robert Downey Jr. in that, there's a big chance we could see more
That was
of that.
something. That was one of them things I always thought people just need to get over that. Like, just put that aside. Like, you can dwell on stuff like that, but imagine how much the game would cost if you had the full MCU cast in it.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't be any better as a game. It would just have not even better voice acting. It'd have different voice actors.
Yeah, remember games on like PS2 era when they were genuinely voice acted? Like the Lord of the Rings games have like Ian McKellen and Elijah Wood and stuff doing the actual voice, and it just adds so much more authenticity to the tie-in games.
I think it does add something, but it's one of them. Does it add enough to justify the cost?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's the
I'd
thing,
rather
isn't
them
it?
spend the money on the game rather than.
Well, I actually think the old Lord of the Rings ones, I think they got away with it because they got Ian McKellen to record the lines whilst they were on set in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So like they weren't paid extra, flew out to a sound booth or anything like that.
It was part of his contract.
It was just kind of like, while you're here, can you read these lines as Gandalf? And he just was kind of, okay. I'm going off into this general direction
Why is
Alright,
AIM
where
trashing
there's some
gas
crates. Iron Man's with me.
Let's find out, shall we?
Seems though it takes us a while to get there. Hoppa. But yeah, that's one of the things I am certainly looking forward to being added in. I wouldn't be surprised if the game goes free to play within possibly even by the end of the year. Like if they dropped the Wakanda stuff with free to play, that could be quite huge.
Yeah, free to play is one of the things. I think it could help them get more people back into the game. Those who've were looking at the price and then looked at the reviews and went, it's not doing great and it's a full price game, might be willing to give it a go.
It'll probably end up on Game Pass by the end of the week. the nature of everything going on over there.
When Microsoft buys Square Enix.
Yeah, and everything else.
Please don't, Microsoft. Please don't buy Square Enix. Let Square Enix be.
Let them be. Oh yeah, Mary Games saying as a father to a daughter, the first Last of Us. I can't even imagine that opening scene.
I really enjoyed The Last of Us 2 as well.
Same.
I know a lot of people didn't, and it was controversial because they built up their own headcanon and it went against it. But if you put that aside, I think you'll have a great experience.
Ooh.
I'm hunting one of these question marks at 16 miles from anywhere.
I'm in a tunnel. Looking for some loot.
Well, I got the chest, and now I'm running away.
Not the same chest that I'm near then.
No, I think I'm miles away from you. I'm like 350 meters away from your marker.
Damn. Yeah, I've set my marker outside the entrance because it's kind of like in a tricky cave system. So I'll set the set the ping just outside so we can do that.
Heads up, we got company.
I'm heading for this one. Over, well, it's roughly that direction.
Roughly that
From where you
direction.
are.
Yeah, I'm heading over there now.
Right there. It's a better marker.
Where are you at? There we go. Ping system's definitely helpful because remember the game didn't launch with it. Isn't it crazy how something as simple as a ping system, which
It took so long
which
to
it was
become-
Apex Legends kind of integrated, and then since
Yeah.
then everyone who makes any open world games like, oh yeah, that's a good idea that.
And it took so long for it to just, it's such a simple concept. It took so long for it to become a thing.
Oh, there's a couple of these guys. Ah. Why is there so many? I'll tell you what Hawkeye's special move is, which is quite cool. It's, you know, Yondu's arrow from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh yeah.
It's like that. So it basically just targets everybody and then just does the rounds and goes around like a whole group of them, like zipping through them all. And if you aim at anyone while it's on its little journey, it focuses in on the person you target at. So if you want a concentrated attack, you can do that, or if you just leave it to its own desires.
Yeah, I've just realised this game still needs to work on its AI a bit, because there was a guy stood around the corner aiming into the room and just shooting at the wall. And I'm guessing he was targeting onto you, but because there was the wall in the way, he was just shooting
yeah, just
a wall.
shooting the wall. Classic. Right. So there's one. I'm going to head off in
The one all the way at the back.
that direction.
Yeah, I've done that one.
You've done that one. Alright, well you go to the other one.
I'm heading this one. It's like
It's like a little
200
lockbox,
meters.
yeah.
The other,
We will meet in the middle. Going our separate way, Avenger. Rob saying, Ian
go
McKellen,
do some avenging.
you shall not pass the lesson. Yeah, that's a great clip. Have you seen that clip, Richie? Where he addresses all like some kids are doing the GCSE and he
yes.
visits the school. That's great. I wonder how many times he's used that joke now.
Yeah.
Like, what does he say? Like, oh, why do you think it's important that you study in school? And all the kids are like, oh, I don't know why. And he's like, because if you don't, you shall not pass.
Shall not pass.
Only he can get away with that joke.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a good joke unless he says it.
Yeah, if it's just like, if the teacher says it, it's like, okay, sir, you weirdo.
Yeah. I know you like Lord of the Rings, but calm down.
Yeah, calm down.
Sometimes I even impress myself.
Oh, leg shot. Took an arrow to the knee, Richie. He took an arrow to the knee.
Not what you want. Not what you want.
Flanking maneuver.
We got company.
Sacked. Ah.
Right, we'll start heading towards the objectives. Drop all the chests in the area. I know, the
Lightning
orbits
arrows.
close to the...
Okay, let's talky or fighty.
I don't actually know who
Oh,
does
thank you very much, Very Gamer, for your super chat. Because he likes
Hey.
us. We like you too.
We like you too. Very much so. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. That'll help us buy some more arrows for our quiver. It certainly will. Oh, big explosion. Are you working your way towards... Oh,
Yeah, I've just dropped the marker to... Oh, I think it's an enemy one.
like a big
Yeah, I'll
guy.
be fine.
That's mine. Right, I'm on my way to the marker. I'm 450
It's an
meters
adaptoid.
away. I'm doing that classic, the video game jump. Because you go faster when you're in the air, rather than just sprinting.
The classic Legend of Zelda roll.
Yeah. I think that's why most games have a stamina mode in them, so you don't just look like an idiot. You have to, because you'll use up your stamina, so you have to.
I find it annoying since Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I find it annoying when games have a roll that actually feels like it slows you down. Like it doesn't, when it just doesn't like carry your momentum properly.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Are we done with what?
Yeah. The boss fight thing that I found.
Possibly. I'm 120 meters away from your marker now. Ooh, I saw some purple loot.
Yeah, I think if we just meet up here, then we'll go for the objectives. I think.
Oh, good shout, James. Well, Uncharted Lost Legacy. Another great game.
I need to play that.
Oh, have you not
That's
played Lost Legacy yet? Dude.
No, I should have played it instead of Tomb Raider when I played Rise of
Yeah.
Tomb Raider, but I didn't. I played Rise of Tomb Raider.
I mean, like, no
'Cause
problem with that.
I'm in that Stadia ecosystem. I keep forgetting about it.
Ah, Lost Legacy's so good as well,
It's-
Richie.
You know what? I might, before jumping in straight from one JRPG to another, I might jump in
It's not...
as a bit of a palate cleanser because it's a shorter game, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Especially if you're not going for the Platinum Trophy, but in terms of,
Yeah.
like... If you've not had... I mean, when did you play it last? Was like last summer? You've not had a
Yeah.
Naughty Dog fix for nearly a year now. Be perfect.
I know what I'll do. Bank holiday weekend. It's a double bank holiday. So I'm off for 4 days. I'm off for 4 days in a row. That's easy enough. Even with things like when we've got the podcast and stuff to record, I could have like 2 days where I just play through it,
This time traveling can't be good for us.
Something about this.
and then probably jump back into Dragon Quest. I'd imagine,
Yeah.
assuming I enjoy the game, which I expect to. So
Yeah, Lost Legacy's great. I wish they'd do like a little like Uncharted spin-offs like every other year. I'd quite happily take a shorter game, but more regular. So here's some graffiti. Analyze the graffiti. It's our symbol.
Hey, look.
I'm actually feeling a bit sorry for Bravely Default now because I was really enjoying it until Dragon Quest came. It's like I've never played Dragon Quest games. Like
Robots must have
I'm
found
now
it.
excited to play Dragon Quest. I was like, I want at least roll credits.
Who's this? Where are you?
But I'm about 50 hours. I'm over 50 hours in, so
Okay, hang in there. We're on our way.
He's broadcasting on a shield
JRPGs,
frequency.
man. The
I
timing's-
know, yeah. That's what someone said. I think the 4 games announced today.
That's it.
Like I'm
You've got
Spider-Man
about
from the
400
lamppost.
hours. You've probably got about 400 hours worth of
Yeah,
content. There.
exactly. Right. So many enemies. Time for my Yondu special. See the arrow just zipping around.
I'm kind of liking all these JRPGs that have come to the Stadia because there's a lot of them that are franchise that I've heard of but I've never got around to playing.
Yeah, well, actually, I spoke to Kirk Lakes, who's PR at Stadia. I tweeted him, just asking about the games, and he's given me a rundown of if you prefer a certain type of JRPG. He's tweeted back the recommendations of which one he'd say start with.
Well, that's going to
Then
the
it,
podcast.
by the sounds of it, it's played them all, so that's something to certainly talk about. Bang.
So Chris, you're going to give us a rundown of JRPGs?
No.
for the podcast
I'm
then?
going to let Tom do it because I think he's played one or two of them.
You alright?
Yeah, thanks. Bill had it. I can't believe it's you.
Okay, maybe you can help us out. Your shield, right?
He's so lucky Amerigamer going through them all for the channel. That's if when Chad ever came to Stadia, that's definitely one of the series that I would take it upon myself to play through.
Oh god, yeah.
I don't know where he is. My team was looking for him too.
That's kind of what I'd love to come to the platform more. Like I've said it so many times before, but like similar, we have the Tomb Raider ones, which is more story narrative games, like
Yeah.
the whole PlayStation, like their entire first party studio do.
Maybe we'll finally get some answers.
I kind of enjoy like the Naughty Dog games and the Tomb Raiders and stuff where they are a bit of a smaller experience. They're not going to take you 60, 70, 80 hours to get to roll credits if you don't want to. Because it's a night, as someone who does like my open world games and I do like my JRPGs, it's nice to have these short experiences when you just like you're getting kind of fatigued towards the end of a game you've been playing for like a month or so. Like to just get in and go, right, I can burn through this, and just same with things like Telltale games.
Yeah.
They're great for that. Life is Strange would be one of them.
Yeah. Again, it's like stories, isn't it? So it's almost like the equivalent to a movie where you know you're going to get in, there's a start, a middle, and an end, and that's it. There isn't 50 hours
very
extended content. It's
There's
just
more stuff in there. There's more stuff in there if you want it, but it's you can have a very good experience without doing like all the side content.
exactly. But we are getting Life is Strange, of course, as well.
Yeah.
Morgan's in the chat says the first Tomb Raider and the last one are a masterpiece. We absolutely loved playing the first Tomb Raider, 2013 Tomb Raider on Stadia. That was actually our first Let's Play series we did on the channel. With you, well, actually, we probably would have done a lot more if we hadn't had the last year of not being allowed in the same room together. But because our intention is always to play through Shadow and Rise. Or Rise
And
and
because
Shadow.
of the pandemic, we were never able to really do the Let's Play stuff the way we wanted to do it.
Yeah, our initial goal for the channel was to get together, have some food, get some drinks in, and play through it chapter by chapter for you guys out there. Which, again, it'll happen in the future. We just need everyone in the world to return to normality. Not long now, Richie. Not long now.
Yeah.
The end
Although
is...
I did kind of I did hold off for a long time because we were planning to play Rise for the Tomb Raider, and I hadn't played it, but eventually I just decided I wanted to play it.
You finished it yet, haven't you?
Yeah, I finished it.
Enjoy it.
The Avengers.
Yeah, I really did. I preferred. I think we talked about it in the podcast.
Yeah, we did.
I think number one is better. 2 is good, but I think the mountain itself serves as a better almost like a character in number 1. Then like the valley that you're in number 2. I also think Lara had a bit more going on development and stuff in her character because she went from just being this like archaeologist to the Tomb Raider in number 1, where number 2 it didn't feel like her character progressed as much.
Yeah, I feel number 2, it started off with number 1 so well with like side characters, and similar to Uncharted, like it built a list of a cast essentially, who you had like emotions towards each individual. And then in number 2, it was just kind of like Jonah was there briefly, and that was kind of like
he was there. Well, he turned up like later in the game. It's like, oh my god, I forgot he was in this.
Yeah, but like I felt like there was like very little inclusion from other characters.
Yeah, and I think Lara in the first game, she's quite endearing because she was quite vulnerable, like dealing because she went through like things like the first time she'd ever killed a person.
Yeah.
In the first game. By the time the second game came around, this is just kind of part of the course for Lara. I mean, she's still having a rough time.
Mass murderer.
She was a lot more able to deal with it, so. And I don't think there's a way you could have done it any different. So it's just the case of how it's more of how good the first game was that elevates it. Especially after like playing like Tomb Raiders back in the 90s and 2000s, where Lara wasn't really a character. There was no. She was a very much one-dimensional character. There was not much going on for her. To having this like fully fleshed out person.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what they do with the original trilogy now, how they're going to tie it all in together, apparently.
And the graphics hold up in that game.
Oh, yeah. We said when we did our Let's Play, like, for a game that was at the time 7-year-old, it didn't look 7-year-old at all.
Yeah.
Make sure those people are safe.
So do you actually own Shadow, then? Or are you keeping an eye on it in the sales?
I think Tomb Raider and Shadow were both pro games, and I got Rise on a pro sale, I think.
Alright, yeah, I keep seeing it in there.
But I also own Shadow on PlayStation 4. Again, I think it was a PS Plus game or something.
Yeah,
So
I think it was.
I have all the Tomb Raider. I think Rise is the only one that I only own once.
Rise.
Take a look around.
I think the base is under the tunnel. There it is.
Under the bridge.
Ah, not under the bridge, it's off to the side of the bridge, there's a little door. With all of the lost people, all of the missing people in the future, stuck to the walls.
That's not what I want.
Avengers assemble.
Oh.
Found something.
I found a thing.
Morgan says, so excited for Life is Strange. So are we. We're huge fans of the original one and Before the Storm.
Very unique theory.
So I'm really interested. I'm so glad it's not episodic anymore. So glad it's not episodic.
I have every intention of going back and playing 2 before. I know it's not like it's direct sequel in that sense, but I do want to play 2 before Colours.
Yeah.
Is it Life is Strange Colours? Is that
Life is Strange. So, why can't I think of what that's called?
it's
True
something
Colours? True Colours.
True Colours, yeah.
A blank
Yeah.
then. Here's the crew.
Yeah, I definitely want to play 2 before that.
My favorite model. Someone here's got excellent taste.
Let's see what these guys are just staring at us in a hideout for.
Are looking for Fury. Some of your friends said you might be able to help.
I found your jacket.
My jacket.
Yeah. Like your
So-
jacket's hanging up over here.
So Roy's still here, you know, Roy the robot from the hub base. He's still here in the future. He's kind of like Ultron and Jarvis. He's just everywhere now. Which is quite good because then even though we're in the future, it allows them to set some context without having like a really old person being present. Investigate the
So
hideout.
yeah, your jacket's hung up on this thingamajig here. On this rack.
We have something.
Is it my jacket though, Richie?
It's next to your bow.
Ah, but is it my particular bow and jacket,
Well,
or does it belong to
you know-
somebody else?
I mean, I'm assuming it's yours, but now I'm thinking you're just trying to mislead me. It's your jacket.
No, I'm getting you. I mean, you'll see. It's good spot, but you'll see why. Pretty much now.
Oh, it's Taskmaster's jacket.
You shouldn't be here.
No, I don't know what I thought was going to happen then.
Taskmaster?
Oh, look. He's an ugly, washed-up S.H.I.E.L.D. agent in the future, too.
Nice to know some things never change.
It's weird that Taskmaster has a sword, and yet.
Morgan's asking if anyone's interested in Sonic games. I think that's a resounding yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a weird one with Sonic games because like there's not that many of them, other than
Yeah,
Sonic
good.
Mania. Yeah, but I just have this long
There's
nostalgia.
like the originals 1, 2, 3, 4, and Knuckles, and then there's like Sonic Generations is generally good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Sonic Generations, and then Sonic Mania. I think things like Sonic Colors is meant to be, or Sonic Adventures meant to be decent, but I've never played it.
Oh, 2 giant robots. Zap them. Dreadbot. Taskmaster.
Takedown.
Is that a joint takedown?
I think so,
Clone
yeah.
out there. It looked like a joint takedown.
I had my clone out anyway, but I think it was a joint takedown. It was hard to see what was going on because of all the fire.
Go, take down again. Dreadbot down. Oh. This is why, Richie. This is what I was saying.
don't know, but I'm digging that
Is
shirt.
it old Clint?
Old man Hawkeye
Katie?
Yeah.
with terrible animated hair. It just doesn't move.
Alive.
Clint?
Damn, I got old and ugly.
Would you punch yourself in your face for that comment? Because like it is you, so
Well, I guess that explains the shock arrow.
Yeah, it is you, but it also isn't, because if you met yourself from like 30 years in the future, like he's not going to be the same person as you are now.
yeah, exactly. But if your past self called you old and ugly, I feel like you have the right to punch yourself in the face and be like, "Don't say that about us. It's us."
Yeah.
Because again, you wouldn't
And
punch a
he's not
stranger who said it. I mean, you might do. Depends on how aggressive you're feeling. But if someone randomly said it to you, like a friend or a family member, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But then if it's genuinely yourself saying it to yourself, you'd be like, right, slap.
The dystopian future was
Come now
like
says
already.
it actually read my mind. He's got that lockdown hair.
Stop it.
I was thinking, it's like,
Where do we start?
yeah, like
Let's get back
if he
to
can
the
get a nice
house.
trim, he'd probably look all right for his age, and that's what I'm hoping when we can.
This SIM card is a godsend.
It's just...
We know Fury got involved.
It's like Lego hair. It's crazy. Again, we just spoke about Naughty Dog games. The problem with it's how good the animations are in that game. And then I played Last of Us Part 2, which is the best facial animations hand down I've ever seen. Then to go to Ghost of Tsushima, which wasn't as good but was still beautiful, and then to jump into some open world games, you forget the difference in quality on like a single player focused one, as opposed to like an open world
The thing
one.
is, the first Tomb Raider on like the PlayStation 3 had better hair physics than this,
That's true.
and that's a Square Enix game.
I
That is true.
believe
That is true.
You're leaving us?
Do you think that's why Clint's got a skinhead,
left or
like
whatever.
shaved?
I mean,
Yeah,
So don't,
he,
like,
he just,
young-
get, he
young
just gets like
Clint.
really. It's like he's put too much hairspray in and just doesn't have the time to wash it out, so he just shaves it all off.
Yeah, old man Clint's like that girl in America who puts crazy glue in her hair.
Look, I won't try to
yeah.
justify it now.
Yeah, you
It's one
don't
of a
want
long
to
line
do
of
that.
mistakes.
So yeah, basically old man Hawkeye, he's saying sorry, he's been looking for Fury
Make it up to him.
to make up from why he wasn't there in the campaign, because he feels guilty, because everyone did.
Location from the data he brought us.
And like Fury is a million steps ahead of everyone, so he's left a breadcrumb trail for everyone to follow.
There's only one way to be sure.
Fine, let's get moving.
Kate.
So Nick Fury,
We'll talk
that,
about
just
it when
leaving
this is over.
leaving clues to go find him rather than just turning up.
Yeah, I mean no, he turns up last minute when he's needed.
Yeah, because he's a badass.
He hides and then he shows up
He,
with a rocket
he's
launcher.
just sneaking. You can imagine him just as the Avengers walk around looking for him, just hiding in bushes and giggling until that last moment where he gets his hero moment.
Exactly.
That's the general.
Because he doesn't have any superpowers, he has to have like
And
the perfect timing.
No.
Perfect time. I still laugh at that original, the 2012 Avengers movie,
Fury is
which
out
was
there.
9 years ago now, Rich. I'll just point out,
Seems like following our gut hasn't paid off.
which is crazy.
That's too long ago.
The
be
the
that
moment
long.
the jet leaves to fire a missile at New York, and he goes out with his rocket launcher and he takes one down, but then a second one flies past him, and he gets his pistol out of his pocket for some reason, and he doesn't shoot it. He just aims it at the
Yeah.
jet and then goes, "This is a daft idea," but it's just
Yeah, I think it's. I like that scene because you can imagine like in that situation, he probably would pull his pistol and go just on instinct and go, "This
that
isn't
shit.
gonna work."
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Pew 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 pew. Try and take it down. Let's see what gear we got for that particular raid then.
Cumnar's leaving us. Thanks for dropping in.
Aye, thank you very much, Tony Stark, for helping us out.
So we'll have 2 free slots if anyone else wants to jump in with us.
What have I got? I've got a katana. Oh, it's power level 90, but don't know if I like it that much. It's that decision between do I sell something or not. We've said when we've played Avengers before, Richie, I'm very particular at what numbers I like my things rounded up to.
Yeah.
When it comes to my gear. So I don't like it on odd numbers. Unless it's the halfway points, like a 5. 5's a good number in the middle.
I'm just trying to decide which of my major artifacts I want to upgrade.
I always go with the stone. I think it's like the Norse stone or something. Oh, that's a good one.
Sick. sacred non-stone of lethal will.
That's lethal will imbued into
Yeah, I'll
a
go
stone.
for that. It gets me that damage boost when I pressing both the analog sticks.
That'll do it. If you remember to press in both analog sticks, that's the
Yeah, I
thing.
won.
Don't think I ever have done that once.
It'll be one that I'll accidentally do. Like, have you ever been playing the game and you accidentally activate photo mode
Oh yes. Oh, hundreds
in
of
the
times.
height of a battle?
So-
like,
yeah,
where you're a bit
so
tense, so
many
you're gripping the
times.
controller a bit harder than you should be.
Oh, what game do I do it loads with? Might be Assassin's Creed actually. That might be one where I think because you're holding down sprint anyway by
Yeah,
pushing the left stick in. Yeah, all the
trying
time.
to get that horse of a slight incline.
Mm-hmm. Oh, them horses! Don't get me started. Right, let's sell some of these old stones.
And if anyone's interested, England are currently winning 4-0.
Way. Good showing tonight for the Three Lions. Right.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got 2, and Raheem Sterling got the 4th. No, Raheem Sterling got the 3rd. Sorry.
The third. Right. That seems like a good one.
And
Parry counter-attack.
Tyrone Mings, Kieran Trippier, Phil Ford, and Ollie Watkins and Jude Bellingham have also came on.
Bellingham.
That's a lot of subs.
Oh, I got conned. No, well, I didn't get conned. I was playing FIFA. You know, I've got my New York City.
You're playing FIFA and you got conned,
I got
or you're playing
conned.
Ultimate Team.
No. It was I was doing career mode, and in real life, New York just signed a new player from PSV.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll jump into career mode and I'll try and sign the lad. So I'm being true to real life circumstances. Couldn't find him anywhere, and I was thinking, well, he plays for a legit team. It's not like he's playing for like a conference side. Couldn't find him anywhere. Manual search, team search, nationality search. Turns out they signed him from PSV's second team. You know, like when they have like a B side.
Yeah.
So he wasn't in the game, and I was like, damn it. That's the quality
I
I'm
think-
dealing with in the MLS.
Do you know if they've dropped the January update yet for FIFA?
I haven't looked. I haven't paid
Because
attention to
I've
it.
only started one career mode, so obviously, and then they only had like the day one teams when I started.
All right. I can't say I've looked too in depth at that then.
But yeah, I mean, it did mean I signed Jude Bellingham earlier for Manchester United for 4 million.
4 million. That's shocking.
He's only rated 69 at the moment, where like in reality he's an amazing player. But he's got that potential, hasn't he? So
That's true. Young lad.
give him a couple of seasons, I'll replace Paul Pogba with him.
Right. I've just noticed the war table is lit up in purple to reflect Hawkeye.
Yeah, I feel like we should probably be having purple behind us because we're both playing purple characters.
There we are. It's too late for that now.
Yeah, too late.
It's like 1 hour into the stream. So Future Wasteland. Let's look. So there's that mission done. So I'm guessing the next one is Nick Fury's last known location has been found. Travel to the heart of the wasteland and investigate Shield Substation 99.
99.
99. Loading in. I see you've dropped another link in the chat. So anyone out there who's watching and would like to jump in, all you need is to have the game and click the link. We'll give it a brief moment before we get started. Just in case anyone is clicking that magic link.
Is the game on sale?
Avengers.
Yeah.
I own it, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's a weird thing. Does PlayStation or Xbox? They don't tell you the price either, do they? Once you own it, it's one of them weird nuances that you get with digital marketplaces.
It only really affects us because we're content creators, so we occasionally need to re-look up stuff.
That's true. Yeah.
Where if you weren't, you just buy it. Yeah, the game is on sale. The deluxe version is $37.49. I don't know how much the base version is right now.
I guess less than 30 quid.
Yeah. I could look up, but we're about to jump into a game, so.
Or Black Widow and Captain America.
All right, everyone. If everything checks out, we're on our way
Ethan
to
of Hulk.
Fury's
It's a
last
really
film.
serious, important question, Richie. With a beard like your own, have you ever stabbed yourself with any of your facial hair?
Territory. And they really don't seem to like the idea of
Because I asked, because the other day I was on a work call, as you do, and I was just stroking. You know, you start stroking,
All I know is
Yeah.
they're
like you
gonna
normally do.
pay
I was
all
doing that, and I was like, "Ow, what the hell?" And one of my beard hairs
Wow.
stuck in, it pierced the skin of my knuckle, and then pulled itself out from my actual face. So I had like a spelk, but it was one of my beard hairs in my knuckle, and I was like, plucked it out, tapped it in, and it was sharp as anything. And I was like, I've just stabbed myself
change my mind.
in my hand. That's almost, it's almost an evolutionary fault. That you know
My
when
beard injured me.
yeah, you know when like you bite your own tongue and you think like
Yeah.
only a human could be stupid enough to bite their own tongue. Like it's an
Animals
evolution.
must do it as well. Animals must.
I mean, you never know, but it just seems so daft that we would do such a thing.
I'll make sure no one gets
Or bite your own
Yeah.
lip. How bad is it when you bite your own lip as well?
Oh yeah.
It stings like a bitch when you're in the middle
On
of
the
enjoying
side of
steak
your
or something.
mouth. Like the side of your mouth. Like, how does a person eat the side of their own face?
Exactly, it's cannibalism, Richie. Cannibalism, I tell you. But yeah, that's what happened to me the other day, and so much so that actually I retained the sharp beard hair to show my wife when she got home.
watch your back.
She thought it was a bit crazy, but I just wanted to show off. She wasn't that
Yeah, I
impressed
don't
once I tried stabbing her with
have,
it once or
but-
twice.
My beard's a bit longer than yours, so I get like that soft niceness going.
You also use probably beard oil, beard
I
shampoo.
don't actually. I mean,
Oh.
I use Head and Shoulders. Like when I wash my own hair, I'll just onto the face of it. I don't know. I do own special bead shampoos. I've never used them. Just for gift sets and stuff.
What's the
One day
One day.
yeah, what I was gonna say is one day I'll run out of like shampoo and then like my hair really need a wash. And it's like, well, this will do.
Next time.
Do you use Head and Shoulders because it's got selenium in it?
I just use Head and Shoulders. I don't really have a reason for it.
Any fans of the movie Evolution out there will know what I'm talking about. Have you seen that?
A long time ago.
Yeah, it's the aliens come to Earth, but unlike humans, whose weakness is like arsenic, they follow the periodic table with selenium, which is one of the main ingredients in Head and Shoulders.
The plug too.
So they defeat it with Head and Shoulders shampoo in a fire truck.
Well, I'll be alright then.
Yeah, you'll be immune to alien mind rape, I guess. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's great. These crates are very conspicuously lying around.
Yeah. I mean, they just have random resources. It's like,
Scattered around the wasteland.
are we going to go for the other one
Is that an
before we do
enemy?
the mission?
Oh, it's an enemy. Yeah, we can do. There's just a few guys here. It doesn't matter if we take them out or not. I actually didn't see them. They were very well camouflaged.
Some more appearing at the back.
Bah. Oh, didn't see that guy. Yeah, they blend in great with this kind of dried safari grass. We're on level 50. That's what I wanted. I actually got my Iron Man up to power level 150 last night.
Is that the cap?
That's the cap, yeah.
What's this big guy
Well,
down
actually,
here?
that's not the cap. That's Iron Man. Cap's a different character. Hey. But yes, that is the current level cap. For power. And I actually didn't realise that when I was thinking. I was on 149 for ages, and what it was is, your minerals that you collect.
Yeah.
They help towards your power level too, which I didn't realise. So I had to find like a mineral stone that was like power 140 and upgraded 10 times. Oh, I just got charged. Health arrow.
I was still on the cliff, just sniping them all.
Trying to get on this ledge in the right angle so I can open the.
Yeah. That's why. Did you see me slashing at it?
Yeah. Right, so we'll go back out the
Right,
cave for
that's-
now and go for that other
Yeah.
piece. There you go, Rob's got a... I knew Rob would understand. Rob's a big fan of Evolution. He's got an actual, like, quote advertisement. Very underrated movie, that. That's actually why I think I'm so fond of the Play That Funky Music song from that movie. Yeah, there's like one transitional scene where they're in a truck and he just puts it on the radio. They all start singing it, and I think from there that's just...
I just don't have as good a memory for movies I watched back in like the early 2000s as you do.
Maybe I just watched them 50 times more than you, and that's why.
Oh, probably, yeah. You're definitely more of a movie guy than I am.
Bounce, bounce. Ah, katana slice. Where's that guy at? I hate the guys with the plasma shields. They're so annoying. While we're playing Marvel games, have you started watching Falcon Winter Soldier?
I have.
Disney got their hooks in you now then? So I know you usually wait off usually until the whole thing's out, don't you? But you jumped in right at the end of WandaVision.
Yeah, I did because it was like I already had my month of Disney Plus was going to overlap from WandaVision anyway. So yeah.
Now they've got you
And
for the
WandaVision
next...
WandaVision definitely got its hooks into me properly. So because I was a bit cold on the MCU at that before then, just because because I think it'd been so long and it left off at such like a nice end point. It's like.
You're not the
And
only
then,
one.
yeah. Well, then WandaVision was the first thing since Endgame, really.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there was Far From Home, but I always felt felt like more of an epilogue.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's weird having that. Yeah, like Black Widow, they've just re-announced it. It's coming out for July, and that movie was supposed to be out last summer. And it's crazy. There's been such a public conscious mind gap between, like you said, the Endgame, which was very much a definitive, like checkpoint almost.
And it's as well as the MCU is getting into a place where they're starting to mess on with things like multiverses and time travel and starting to get a bit ridiculous.
Now it's starting to get ridiculous.
Well, before it was superhero films, but it was a bit more grounded. Like you weren't going backwards and forwards in time to stuff. So I was like,
they kept it on.
Where,
they kept it on a decent chronology for the like. It was when the movie came out. The movie was taking part in that present year.
Yeah,
unless it's Iron Man 3 and it's Christmas.
Yeah, and it's almost getting a bit comic booky when there's like, oh, you have to have read this series to understand what's going on in this series, and especially with the split off to like Disney Plus. It's like, is this the way it's going now?
Yeah, it'd be interesting
so
to see
far,
how it changes.
I was happy with WandaVision, and I enjoyed the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
There we go.
Very different tone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like we're not the only ones interested in Substation 99.
Oh, lots of.
I suppose part of it is just remembering why I enjoyed the MCU, just getting to be with these characters again.
It's nice for them to all get a bit more screen time because, like, let's face it, we wouldn't have got this much deep insight into any of these characters if it wasn't going to be beneficial to a 2.5, 3 hour story plot.
Yeah.
There's another chest over here, by the way. A nimble graviton explosion vest. That sounds dangerous to wear.
Yeah. Well, it's nimble enough, so you'd be alright.
Any kind of explosion's bad though if you're wearing it as a vest. What's that?
You seeing what I'm seeing?
Is that the Chimera?
Bruno in chat says to do it to reboot and start all over again.
Avengers fell.
I don't think that that's what they're going to do. I don't think that the MCU is going to start over again. I think they are committed to just moving forward.
She's right.
And I think that is kind of the whole point of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It'll be about the Falcon taking on the mantle of Captain America, like setting him up for like the next era of Avengers.
Yeah.
I think that's what the story's largely going to be about, or at least his arc in this.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one because, like, I know obviously Iron Man's like gone now, but then there's got to be a time when they're going to think about reintroducing another Iron Man just because of how big of a name it is. Like the Iron Man, like arguably the Iron Man 2 and 3 movies are nowhere near the top tier MCU, but they've raked in so many millions. There must be a point where they're going to test the water and be like, how will the public fare with another maybe multiverse Iron Man and bringing in another actor? Because I just think it needs.
I hope it's
at some
a
point.
long way off. I hope that's a long way off. Well, to the point where I've kind of like, okay, I am truly done with the MCU now.
Well, they've got obviously X-Men to weave into this whole thing first before they even consider going back to the roots.
And you have to remember, before the MCU, Iron Man was more of like a B-list character. Yeah. He wasn't like the creme of the creme. He was very well known, very well respected, but like the MCU elevated him. It was always X-Men and Spider-Man were the biggies.
Yeah, well, obviously we've got Spider-Man still, but they don't even really own him. But I just think there will be a time. It's interesting how the Falcon Winter Soldier is going to tackle the Captain America stuff, and we've seen from the trailers how there's clearly going to be some conflict with the Captain America kind of persona almost.
Well, there already is. If anyone's seen the first episode, you know what Sam's current feelings are about the Shield.
Watch out.
I'm trying to like, how do you talk about without giving away spoilers? Because it was only like, it's like not even a week old yet at this point.
But nothing's ever dead in the world of entertainment.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me if Robert Downey Jr. comes back as like Old Man Downey Jr. and reprises his role.
I'd love him to come back as Jarvis.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen.
It's such a Tony Stark thing to do. Is like, oh yeah, I made an AI, but it's actually just myself.
Yeah. Well, he does in the Iron Man VR game for PlayStation 4. You're basically, he's got Jarvis, but then when he did his old job when he was doing like war weapons, he was making weapons essentially, was his company shtick. He didn't come up with the weapons himself. He made his own AI that specializes in making weapons. And in the VR thing, for you getting your suit's upgrades, basically you open up the AR version of Tony Stark, and he basically goes and pours himself a virtual reality drink at the bar, and he's talking to you, and he basically comes up with these ideas for weapons just on the fly using algorithms and such. So it's been done, no doubt, in the comics and in the games. Yeah. But yeah, when in Spider-Man, when he gets the glasses, and it ended up being, was it Friday in the glasses? Maybe Karen in the suit. I can't really remember.
Oh yeah, I think is it Friday? No, it's Friday. Karen is Spider-Man's.
Yeah. When we ended up being, well, basically when he ended up being in the glasses, I really thought it was going to be Robert Downey Jr. in the glasses, because that would have been a cool continuation where all they would have needed to do was get him in for voice work, as opposed to.
You know what? I actually thought that for a while, but I think if it wasn't for the actor, he probably wants to move on. And if you do bring him in, even as just like a voice actor for an AI, you're kind of committing them to the entire run.
Yeah,
so.
true.
Yeah, it's definitely
But
decorated.
he's going back. He's doing a third Sherlock Holmes movie with Jude Law, apparently.
Screw it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, how long has that been getting put off because of
10 years.
Avengers? Yeah.
Oh, look at all these creepy dead
This is messed up.
A.I.M bots.
That's exactly what Nick Fury would do.
Young
5-0.
Nice.
Welcome to the end of the world.
Holy crap. Bruce?
Puny Banner died a long time ago.
Oh, Ollie Watkins.
Only the maestro now.
Right. Okay, look, I'm not trying to mess with your maestro wing. I'm here for Fury.
I'm not the stupid brute you remember. I know why you're here. To take away my power.
No, he is a stupid brute then, because we've literally just said we're here for Fury.
Because I'm the strongest there is.
You better appreciate this, Fury!
Flashy arrow.
I'm sorry, Hawkeye is not beating Hulk. That's just not happening.
Fight time. Oh! Yeah, what type of arrows would Hawkeye need to possibly bring the Hulk down?
The Hulk Buster is just about able to stand up against Hulk. And that's when Hulk is kind of on the Avengers side. So
Yeah. That's
a
kind
Hulk that actually sees like you as an enemy properly, you're not beaten. Like it's for or no one. It's not
well,
a
yeah,
situation.
this is kind of the weird thing with this game. It's kind of the villains so far have been Taskmaster, Abomination, and now Hulk. And it's kind of like, yeah, how do certain characters, like if our roster was made up of Black Widow, Hawkeye, maybe Iron Man, like anyone basic, it's not going to work, is it? Like he's got a health meter at the moment, and that just isn't a thing with the Hulk. Like I understand they need a villain, but
the thing is, the Hulk gets stronger as he gets more angry as well. So it's not something they've incorporated in the game very well. Because I think it would be cool if, like, just as his health got lower, like his rage went up.
But when you play
So
him, you can use rage to refill your health. That is how he plays as a character. But you're right. As a boss fight, he should be getting more and more stressed right now.
Yeah, as a boss fight, he should be like getting harder and harder as the fight goes on. Well, I think we've just kind of nuked him down here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just basically keeping my distance. Ah, hit me with the rock. Keep my distance and peppering him with arrows.
Yeah, I'm doing the same.
That's it. As long as the AI is willing to take the hits, and he doesn't focus on us two.
Then I just smash me with the molder.
Slowly, surely.
I hate in games, you know, when you get just a cycle where you're just constantly getting knocked down. Like then, I got knocked down for 3 times in a row, and there's like nothing you can do about it because you don't have the recovery frames. To just,
Yeah. Big Hulk's smash. I don't actually know anything about Maestro from the comics or anything. Like I knew about Professor Hulk. I knew all that stuff, but I didn't know there was a future Maestro. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know where his beard came from. Does normal Hulk shave?
Yeah.
Because normal Hulk does have hair, but this Hulk's gone bald on the top, and he's gone grey.
I think he shaves when he's like as Banner, but if he's not
Oh.
Banner, he'll stop shaving.
Puny Banner.
No Banner, only Hulk.
This isn't working. Here, gamma arrow.
Gamma arrow. I mean, it's weird that the arrows are even stuck in him, right?
What the hell happened here?
Yeah.
Because
I think they just bounce off.
like those two stuck in his shoulders, they just wouldn't like unless I suppose gamma arrows, kind of like Superman, sorry, with like kryptonite arrows. Do they pierce his skin because they've got gamma radiation?
Where's Nick Fury?
Yeah, I suppose this Hawkeye's probably been around long enough trying to fight the Hulk, figured out a way of actually harming him. So we can spend our disbelief in that.
I mean, the wounds for those arrows are very much just attached to him rather than penetrate his skin. He's actually glitching something chronic through his necklace and shoulder blade there. No, there's Iron Man's helmet.
Beyond the storm. Is it safe?
We got to go beyond the storm, Richie.
Shall we?
They always do that in movies when they put the arrow back in the quiver. Whereas I know from wearing a quiver, it takes ages to get like your arm to the right place to get the. It's not as smooth as they always make it look.
It's like when you see someone with a massive sword in the back and just one hand off. It's like, yeah, you're not doing that.
Yeah,
like,
getting it
how
out.
How long is your arm to get like a full like 6-foot sword out?
Yeah, it doesn't work, does it?
Yeah.
Let's head to the storm. Old Clint, young Clint.
And female Clint.
Female Clint, dog Clint. Shit, what went down here? There's Maria Hill, there's Mr. Nick Fury himself, and there's Monica, the villain.
After all these years, Fury, you were here all along.
So it took past Hawkeye, who'd been in the future, to come back to the past and to go back to the future to meet old Hawkeye to find Nick Fury.
Yeah. Look at that. Project
Comic books.
Amiga.
Cosmic containment.
Looks an awful lot like a Tesseract cube, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It didn't stop the invasion. It just froze them in time while the world was destroyed around them. We failed.
So it's weird because them Kree are practically just the Sentinels from X-Men, right? Big giants with purple glowy eyes.
Yeah.
But they're not Sentinels.
Don't give up on the Avengers. They do need you. Trust me.
What? What are you talking about?
It took me too long to figure that out.
Sounds a bit like Solid Snake.
So you
Old
do
Man
it for me.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop this. I promise.
I don't doubt it. Now you better get back to your own time. I'll see you again someday, Junior.
Junior. Bit of Indiana Jones going on there.
That's the best you can come up with. You meet yourself from the past and you just call him Junior.
Hell no. Whatever I did in that timeline, I'm doing the opposite. Facial hair? Never.
Is this explain why he's dyed his hair blonde?
Yeah. Richie left the strike team.
Yeah, came up saying you left the strike team for me. And I'm back to the main menu.
Yeah, same. Well, the potential reasoning for that, I guess, is I think we may have missed one mission in there somewhere.
Yeah.
However, that Richie, if you remember on the podcast I was telling you about it, was it the podcast? Yeah, it might have been the podcast on Sunday.
Yeah.
That is the story DLC. We've played it.
That's quite, yeah. I think they get away with a story that short because it's free DLC. If that was paid DLC, you'd be quite pissed with the length of that.
I think so. There is when I did it single player. Sorry, there's the mission where you go as Clint. Was it Clint or was it Kate? I think it might have been Kate or Clint.
Yeah.
You're in the actual future, and then you actually find old. Oh no, we found Old Man. We did that mission, didn't we?
Yeah.
I feel like there might be one mission in there we've missed. But
it feels like
aside
once we
from
found
that,
Old Man, between the last mission and the one where we found Old Man, and I found a good doggo in the helicarrier.
Oh, is he actually on the helicarrier?
He is.
Evening, Caseball. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
That's my Avengers turnout, Richie. Looks quite cool. I like my Hulk armor, that's for sure. They've got him in kind of his like Ragnarok Planet Hulk armor, Gladiator armor, I should say.
Not bad.
So, what are you thinking, Richie? One more?
Yeah.
Do a random one?
Yeah, you have to send me in.
Yeah, I'll jump into Avengers Initiative and see what we've got going. Again, anyone in the chat who would like to jump in and join us, just click the link if you're on Chrome browser. If not, let me know. Add me as a friend, and we'll get you in here. Dun dun.
Just sorting out gear.
So we have obviously War for Wakanda coming in the summer, which presumably is going to come with Black Panther. Do you think there'll be other characters to follow between then and now, or like it's a surprise drop, or do we think it's literally just that's it?
I don't know. They haven't really announced anything, so I wouldn't expect it, to be honest. But I think they need something. I don't think they need more to bring more characters in. I think they almost need to like have a raid or something like gives you a reason to max out your characters and to jump back in. Which that's the problem I have with the game at the moment, really, more than anything, is you get bigger numbers, and it just feels like you can get bigger numbers for the sake of getting bigger numbers.
Yeah.
It's not really the loot grind of it doesn't really add anything at this point, because there's no end game to it. So if they brought in like a raid where like you jump in and it's like maybe a couple of hours long with a couple of bosses throughout or something.
Ooh. I did get a level 100 katana from that though.
Not bad. Fabricate.
Willpower, heroic charge. Damage while aiming seems like a good one to have as a archer.
Yeah. Have you bought anything from the vendors yet?
Only for my lesser characters who I've not played as much, because I've got that much. Yeah. I've got that many resources now. I can afford to buy stuff, and it doesn't really have an impact on me.
Cosmetic vendor has nothing in stock.
No, there's never anything really worthy, because it's always either like just it's so close to your current gear level, it's almost like, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the cosmetic vendor, and it's just got like it's got like 4 items in there. And 2 of them are emotes, so I don't care about them in the slightest. I'll buy them.
Have you joined yet? You in my...
Yeah, I'm in with you.
Right. Yeah, I'll go and have a look at daily challenges for starters. We don't want to miss out on those.
I'm
So the thing is, does Kate Bishop get a room in the helicarrier?
Yeah, they all have their own rooms. I think actually Hawkeye might share with Kate Bishop at the moment, but Kate.
What's the status of those supply drops?
Where the missions?
I know Hawkeye's room was already in there from the beginning.
So pumped if you could
Oh, then he's already got
Oh,
one. Yeah,
yes.
then everyone has a room.
Although, I'm thinking, now I'm in here, I'm looking at where Kate Bishop's room is. I'm pretty sure this is where Hawkeye's was.
There's one empty room upstairs that just says crew.
Yeah.
There is upstairs. We've got Kamala Khan and Captain Rogers. Yeah, downstairs Banner, Romanov, Tech Lab,
He was looking for this for weeks.
Kate Bishop,
I can't
Thor.
believe it's still here.
Yeah, guess he doesn't have one. Although he wasn't in the main campaign, so that would make sense that he wouldn't be there.
I wonder then if he was meant to be and he was cut for time or something.
Potentially. Yeah, like if I look now at the gear in the vendor, there's for Hawkeye, there's like aerial quake charm, level 77, but I've currently got something that's level 100. So why would I buy anything from the gear vendor when it's inferior by loads? to what
Yeah.
I've already got. It's pointless.
The only reason I think you'd use the vendor is if you wanted to just power level a low character, but because you change gears so quickly, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, what's the point?
Welcome back, Clint Barton.
Right, let's look.
That's the harm room.
So if we have a quick look at see if there's any objections going. Complete the villain sector.
I can't remember if it was already in place last time we were playing, but being able to run in the helicarrier is just nice.
Yeah. I
It
can't
should
remember
never
when
have not been a thing.
I can't remember when they implemented that, but yeah, it was amazing. Right. Highlight on the war table. The Avengers suspect Upper Opportunity is responsible for the new tachyon storms appearing in the world. Iron Man must investigate a new A.I.M threat. Is that the mission in question? Ooh, some good rewards from this place, like. The current equipped hero has a power level that's too low for this activity. Okay. What level does it need to be? Oh, mission power 95. What mission power are you?
Not 95. 19.
Wonder why it lets you do certain ones and then it doesn't let you do others then.
Hey RS, thanks for coming by.
Hey, yes, thank you indeed. You change your name. Right. That's the problem when you change the difficulty. It doesn't remind you which one you've actually selected. Can we do that mission? Right, we're doing masks as a priority threat level.
And also evening GRS UK. If we are playing one more, I will drop a fresh link in the chat in case anyone wants to jump in with us.
Yep, I'm going to go grab a top up of my drink. Or do I get another drink? No, I'll get a top up of my drink. Just back in a second while I'll hit.
No problems.
I'll leave it on ready up to give people a chance to jump in with the link if they need to. GRS UK, thanks for stopping by. That's why I thought it was the same name. I thought RS was GRS. Maybe I was wrong.
Nope. Different people.
Possibly, who knows?
Up at the same time.
Universe.
But yeah.
Multiverse.
So if you have just joined us, Chris and I have just played through the Hawkeye DLC campaign. He was playing as Hawkeye, I was playing as Kate Bishop, and it was good. Good story. I recommend playing through it. And now I think we're just going to do one or two more games before we call it for the evening. So now is your chance if you want to jump in with us to do that. Do so. And he's back.
How do you feel about pretzels, Richie?
I'm not really a fan. They're okay, but I think they're not as good as you think you expect them to be.
Have you ever had a giant?
Are you what pretzels are you talking about? Anyway, are you talking about the kind of like the hard pre-baked?
I mean, you
ones
can
that
just
you get in
you
a
can
bag?
just rank them.
Or like the proper like food truck vendor stuff.
Well, I think there's three types. You've got the ones you're talking about there, the ones that you get in a bag.
Yeah.
Like your small, like they're like just like a bag of crisps, chips, basically.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Then you've got the big giant Bavarian pretzels, which you can get in Germany, which are like practically like just dough with a bit of salt on top, which have like giant salt crystals. Or you've got the Mr. Pretzel ones you can get, which are like more like donut batter in like cinnamon. Like they're a sweet pretzel.
It's a sweet
essentially,
pretzel.
yeah.
Sweet pretzels ones would be good. I don't think I've tried them. But like the Bavarian style ones, like the big chunky fellas, I think they would work better if you had like some sort of dip, some sort of sauce to go with them.
Best one I've had.
Like a nacho cheese sauce, that'd be good.
Best one I've had was in Berlin, Richie, and it was they say it was a giant one. It was the size of my head. Came with a Bavarian beer cheese dip. It was like plasticky.
Was that with you?
No, it was different.
No, it wasn't your stag do.
No, it wasn't. No, it was when we went to see my brother probably 8 years ago or something. Yeah, I feel like you were in my mind, but it's just one of them Mandela effects where you weren't there really.
The call originated from the facility ahead. It appears you have a fan. Always nice to be appreciated. She sounds familiar. How odd. I'm picking up some unusual interference.
Right. Do you want to go get the question mark to the right first?
Might just be what we're looking for.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, they're so toast.
Looks like it's up in the Ewok tree.
It isn't far.
Alright, I'll get up there.
You still kid?
Yeah. I'm enjoying playing as this, so. And we're going for a Hawkeye themed anyway, so Hawkeye, Kate Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's go for this one. That's
She, Disney Plus are doing a Kate Bishop series, I think. I'm sure she's been cast. Because there was some kind of outroar. About, I don't know whether it was about the casting. I might be getting confused with another casting.
Yeah.
I think it was, did you see for the new Ant-Man, the recast, you know, the girl who plays, when in Infinity War, Endgame, sorry, when Ant-Man comes back and he goes and sees his daughter and she's like aged like 5 years. And it's a different actress, obviously, because it's not the same young girl. For the next Ant-Man movie,
hadn't aged that
yeah,
much.
of course, she hasn't aged 5 years. In the new Ant-Man movie, they've recast her, so it's a different girl to the one you see for like all of 2 minutes in Endgame.
Surely that's not controversial. I mean, depending on the reasons why they recast it. But
I think it was something to do with they've got someone who's got a bigger name.
yeah,
They've decided
to expand on the role or something.
Yeah. Which is a shame. To be fair, it's a shame about the young girl who played her in the first 2 movies, because she's brilliant.
Yeah.
The one who plays Peanut.
Unfortunately, she's now too young.
Yeah. I mean, they could just wait it out if pandemic delays and stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine if like it lasts so long, by the time the next movie comes out, she is actually of age, and they're kind of like, oh damn, we've signed this other person in the role now. But I suppose if the snap happened in 2019, according to the movie timeline, then.
So what's the controversy over the Kate Bishop casting then? Is it
I might be just getting my wires crossed with the Ant-Man one, because they're both 2 young women that were cast. Can't remember. There's always some controversy with them.
Yeah, there always is. It's like, and usually it's fine in the end.
GRS is saying if you've ever been to Oktoberfest in Munich, then you'll get sick of pretzels for your life, waiting hours for beers to flow in, and all you get is doughy salty pretzel on the line your stomach with. Sounds like a perfect combination.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Oktoberfest.
Well, we were looking to book tickets for one of our local Oktoberfests, which ironically doesn't happen in October. Sorry, it is happening in October when it doesn't. The real Oktoberfest is predominantly in September, of course. Just one of those little factoids that everyone likes talking about. I remember when I found that out, I was like, the lying sons of bitches. Yeah. It should be called Septemberfest. Yeah. What kind of eco bubble of hell have I just stepped into? Everything's green and everyone's fighting.
I don't know. I just charge in and start killing things. Although I am a little bit under-leveled, so...
Well, there's respawn's restricted in here.
I'm not doing badly, but it's one of them...
There's lots of
I
snipers.
need to keep half an eye on my health rather than... Which is something I haven't done all evening.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit tougher in here. I need to get that sniper. He's gone. Once a crate, there's a chest up there though. Oh, it's falling off.
You know when you just
You hold it for
slightly
too
off.
long, yeah, and then
Yeah.
you do some kind of like jump back.
Yeah. Oh, there's another wave of them.
Yeah, I wish they wouldn't just spawn in. I mean, there's no real way of doing it in this type of game, but like you could just get a truck to rock up maybe. Like spawn a truck in who does like a skid and they all jump out.
Yeah. Rather than just, oh, and this and the here.
And here's some more, yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the takedown moves. That's one of the most satisfying things about this game is every character's takedown move. Even though it's like a set animation, it's super cool.
It's better when you get like a team up takedown. That's when it feels like you're playing an Avengers game.
This aimbot looks rigged to blow. Thermal discombobulation, sir. No doubt it attracted AIM's attention. It's a diversion. Looks like our fan is causing a little trouble of her own.
I think we might be doing more of Kate Bishop's storylines here, actually.
AIM security is on high
Possibly, yeah.
I think it's Kate's arrows that are like that they're tracking.
Let's get to that facility pronto.
Yeah.
If we're quick,
Do you think it might be the first Kate Bishop one?
It may be, yeah. Like we're tracking down who's taking out these aimbots, and I think
I
she's
know, I'm like literally with you.
yeah, she's right here. Do you want to go get that one off to the left?
Incoming, sir.
Yeah, let's go.
I see him.
Ooh. Big robot. Mechabot.
Big
Whoa!
monster!
Lightning storm. There is something satisfying about just pinging arrows left, right, and centre. How do you feel about the archers in the team not having any like arrow quantity mechanic? Like we don't run out. Do you think that's
I'm okay
better
with it
choice?
because I think it'd just be, yeah, it's a better choice. It'd be a pain in the arse. It's not a realistic game. You don't. It would just be something that's just
It's
makes
another
it
thing
even
to
harder
manage.
to play. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I mean, you could do it as like a charge bar or something where.
Because Iron Man doesn't have like unlimited repulses. He has to. There's a cooldown essentially on them.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I think it feels balanced well enough.
Plus, it would take you out of the action, wouldn't it? If you're trying to pepper a
Yeah.
robot with arrows and all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah.
you're out. You'd be like, ah, shit.
I mean, if they did it, they'd have to make that your arrows a lot more powerful. But then it'd probably encourage you to bounce between the arrows and the sword.
Yeah.
So it could work.
Yeah, the
It'd
problem.
almost be nice if that's how they did like differentiated Kate Bishop and Hawkeye. One of them get unlimited arrows, but it's very much bow focused. The other is a bit more of a balanced
Yeah.
sword and bow.
Yeah, I think the problem with this is because there's so many enemies at any given time. When you try and like,
Yeah.
if you did have like to preserve your ammunition, you'd be focused more on like taking your time to make sure you're not wasting any. And the problem with this
Yeah.
game is if you try and like aim down the sights for any longer than a couple of seconds, you get hit or knocked by something, which puts you off.
And you want to get in that flow in battle as well.
Yeah. Is that not going to explode? Explode, explode, explode. There
It's
we
like
go.
when there's someone up and close and personal, I want to use my sword, but when they're like away from, but then when I kill this guy, I'm like, I'll survey the battlefield and there'll be someone a bit further afield. Yeah, I'll pull out my bow.
Looks like our mystery gets really got AIM wrapped up.
Oh, let me get back to it. Take down. Weird how they stab a katana into a robot and think it would like do massive damage, whereas realistically you'd probably, if you were fortunate enough to
Katana.
if you if one you were fortunate enough to pierce the actual metal, which katanas like proper samurai folded steel katanas could slice through a lot of types of metal.
They're very sharp, but and they are quite strong, but against like solid
Like
chunks
tempered
of
steel and
when you're
stuff,
trying
yeah.
to stab it. It's like they're designed to pierce through like thin layers of like armor and human flesh, not tanks.
Yeah. It's weird how, like, because again, if you slice through, it's almost like if you ever watch them YouTube videos where they take like a pressure thing to like a mobile phone or an iPad, and you can cut like a perfect hole in an iPad, and it still works because obviously it's missed any of the key circuitry, and it looks crazy. But it's you stabbing a katana into a robot of that size. It's very rare that you're actually going to probably pierce anything that's critical to the functioning of the actual machine and do any actual damage. But there's a good James May series on Amazon, which he actually goes and explores Japan, and he goes and meets one of the original, like the samurai steel folding people who still to this day, the blacksmiths who still make armor in that particular way. It's beautiful craftsmanship. I'll come get you. But in one of the episodes, he gets the katana and he asks him if he can kind of use it. Oh, I've been grabbed by a big synth, and he basically like has some steel on the side, and he does cut through it. It gets like with his. This is James May, of course, not a young gentleman. Yeah. He gets like a good, I'd say 5-6 inches into the steel. Like that's how sharp the blade is, and it's like, damn! Imagine if that was someone's arm. That is coming clean off. Yeah, clean off.
That's what that's what you want in a sword, really. You don't want to be in the middle of a battle fighting your enemies and you start getting stuck in someone.
Yeah, we ain't.
You just want to clean through.
Yeah, we ain't slicing butter with this thing.
Yeah.
Spreading butter in fact.
Ghost of Tsushima when he's just lobbing people's limbs off.
Ah, so satisfying. I keep meaning to go back and do New Game Plus actually for Ghosts.
Yeah.
On the PS5.
Yeah. I played a little bit on the PS5 when I first got it, just to see how good it is. Yeah, and it felt like a different experience with it being at 60 frames per second.
I can imagine.
It's a lot smoother.
Yeah, that's what I saved the New Game Plus mode for, PS5.
Yeah.
But then I lent it to my brother, and I've not put it back yet. So
I'm tempted for Horizon Zero Dawn. Did that get an upgrade?
Yeah. It's also free on with the DLC. It's part of a stay home promotion.
I own it anyway, so it's like it being free doesn't matter much for me. But
I believe
it's got... like too many games to play. Too many games. Because I never played the DLC of Horizon.
Frozen Wilds.
Yeah. I started. It's one of them games I always want to jump back in and play through again, and play the DLC. You play for like an hour and then you bounce, and then you just never get. It's never the right time. So I'm hoping with maybe the upgrade that maybe it is next time I jump in.
Yeah. Might get you set up well for Forbidden West, because that's due out by the end of the year, probably this autumn time.
That's probably why I've been thinking about it. Actually, Horizon Zero Dawn was my first platinum.
Wow.
How about a hint?
Okay.
I think mine was Uncharted 2.
World-class archer and gymnast?
Yeah.
Go back to our previous conversation.
No? Part-time private investigator? Full-time genius? Looks slamming.
Oh, there we go. Unknown voice. It is Kate's introduction mission.
Kate, dummy.
Yeah. I think now I've actually given up on trophies though.
A little tiny kid.
You know I was 19.
It's just there's too many games I want to play. I don't have enough time to play them. I think sometimes when you get bogged down in trophy hunting, I'm playing the game well beyond where I would have wanted to just move on.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I'm just gonna save trophy hunting to a game that I've really, when I finish like the story, like no, I want to keep going.
Lots of busted robots in here. You did a lot of damage. You bring a wrecking crew or something?
Yeah, me.
Not bad, kid. Not at all.
And also, Stadia's trophy offerings a bit subpar, to be honest.
Yeah, you kind of lose interest when you can't even find the trophies in the menu.
Yeah.
The hangar is just up ahead. Find the correct
Still to this day.
I'll take care of the rest.
What I realised what annoyed me the other night, because I had a quick look at the Avengers, because I popped an achievement for the 150 level cap reached.
Yeah.
Hidden trophies or hidden achievements. There's no way of viewing what the hidden item is. It just says keep playing the game to discover.
I mean, you could check over our friends at Stadia Hunters.
You could, that is true, yeah.
But it's when you're having to use third-party apps and websites to do something that should be accessible within.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's been pinned to that wall with arrows. It's a pin up.
And it's not.
Not what you want. Bad day.
Right there at the office. Where's he gone? Did I think I just sliced him out of existence.
Down through this tunnel.
Tango down.
It's gonna be weird when getting the cutscene with Kate Bishop and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I think they do the best to keep characters out of the cutscenes. But it's gonna be like, it's definitely gonna be weird for us. Good work, team.
There should be a server room to your right. Might be something you can do in there.
Server room
Okay,
to the right.
let's check it out. Stay put, Kate.
Yeah. don't
That only
worry,
helps if we know
Tony.
what direction you think we're facing.
I know, yeah, the room to your right. Okay.
Right. Let's fix that.
Of course, the mission's called Lockdown. Or the objective's called Lockdown.
Cool. I don't mean to rush you, but A.I.M knows you're here, which means they know I'm here, and they're not going to be happy by any of it.
Wouldn't
No
expect
problem,
them to be.
GRS. Thanks for stopping by.
Aye, thanks for dropping in. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Okay. What am I
And we'll catch you soon, my friends.
Okay, I found something. Crap it.
Oh, just jumped out of the hole. I think I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't realise the floor was going to disappear.
Oh, yeah, me either.
Did you do the same thing? Just jump straight forward?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I didn't jump forward. I was like targeting the drones, and I was, you know, when you're like, I'm slowly moving forward by
Yeah.
shooting.
Why can't I sprint? I've lost the ability to sprint. Oh, so we need to hold these points then. Ah, stuck in a warple. Whoa. Alright, I've got C.
I've got A.
That's all we need, really, I think. 2 out of 3.
Got it. Nice work. Just keep A.I.M from getting
I'll
control.
try. I'll take control of
Any
B.
idea what this
Keep an eye out
facility's
for
being
turrets.
used for? Security is top notch, something highly classified. Once I've lifted the lockdown, I can work on locating their records. It may take some time. Let's get the case first. We'll figure out the rest from there.
I think they're all going for C.
Yeah, I just took one out from there.
Oh, get off the console.
I need you to hold them off. Oh, I thought you wanted me to let them take over. My bad. It's sarcasm, sir. Just focus on getting control of the system. All right.
Right.
They're coming my way now.
Ah, warple. Stop hacking the system.
I need to revive.
Not for long.
I'm a coming. Oh, nearly dead myself. Quick.
Your knight in high-tech armor is here. They have control of one of the consoles.
Not for long. These parts of the missions which are a bit better because I always feel like they're a bit more varied.
Yeah.
There's like something
Rather
for
than
us.
exploring.
Yeah, there's something
Well,
for us to
sometimes
do.
quite drab worlds.
You think this can hold me? Just you wait.
Keep getting caught in these like anti-grav void things.
Yeah, they're a bit annoying. It's a good thing their progress bar goes up a little bit shorter than ours.
Look here.
There's no one even at C. B and C, both terminals empty. Just have to claim them back. Oh, here we go. Some of those sentinels have just showed up.
Well, almost done
Oh,
that,
adaptoids.
I'm in.
Kind of
Security
just
lockdown
disappear.
lifted. You still with us, Kate?
Yeah, I got this. I got this. Don't worry about me.
Okay. Is that them done?
Kate, we're on our way. Double time
Yeah,
to
I
the
think so.
hangar. Some more bad news, I'm afraid.
That's kind of a weird thing that they do as well, where they just
Grab what you can.
everyone just disappears.
Disappear.
It's kind of like, well, you should just really make us mop up who we haven't
Yeah, just
killed
clear
yet.
the room.
Like that's what would happen in real life, and I don't think any player would be adverse to being told to take down the remaining enemies. Just don't spawn any more.
Or have them run away, so you have to try and take them out if you want to
Like you're all fleeing different directions.
Yeah.
Although they are robots, so why would they care?
Yeah, that's true.
They're just like, oh, they all of a sudden get a conscience and think of their family, the little robot family at home.
Yeah, I'm thinking if they ever decide to put human enemies in the game.
There we go, Richie. There's your character.
I like to use their portal but don't actually go anywhere.
Oh, hey. What's up? What took you so long? Fighting robots? Ha. Me too. Oh, speaking of.
Looks like you got a handle on things.
You sound
Portal
surprised.
jump. I'm going to use my Yondu arrow.
Yeah. Right.
Yondu time. So that's introduction to Kate, which is quite fitting for our Hawkeye stream, I guess.
Yeah.
Conveniently worked out.
Yeah, but purely by chance, I'm down. This is the point where I do start to feel a bit underleveled. I've been alright, I'll stream.
To be fair, I don't think it's that different for both of us. Like, I'm quite good when I'm attacking, but then there is that moment when,
yeah,
like, even now, like I've nearly died like 3 times in the last few seconds.
yeah.
It's like
the
your
health
attack's
pool
good,
for
yeah,
me,
yeah, your health.
and I can't take any hits. Like I've died 3 times in a row now.
Yeah, I'm not far off. Yeah, I need some health. There's quite a lot of health in the room, to be fair. If you
Yeah, 1 hit and
break
it's
away,
down.
you're down again.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get some health
I'm back up.
myself. There's laser turrets in the walls. That's not cool. Right, I'm going to try and give some support from the distance.
Oh god, this is just me getting killed 1 hit at a time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh,
These
We'll brute
guards.
force it.
Who's out? Who else is on our team here?
there's Iron Man about, and Hulk.
On your feet, soldier. On your feet. Right, one of them is almost down. If we could just whittle them down, that's it. There you go. There's 2 down. 2 down. Now we're oh, there's loads more.
Right. I got my ultimate.
Yeah, the ultimates do help down sticky situations a fair bit.
You too.
I need Iron Man to like Hulk Buster out right now. Then we'll have Hulk and Hulk Buster out. The AI's got a lot better with helping you. I noticed they've also added in, you know, we had the problem where you couldn't get through, smash through certain doors or open certain doors if you didn't have the characters in your roster. You can now ping like a door for your AI to attack it.
Hang on, you're not
That's
leaving
better.
until you explain yourself.
I'll be in touch. Pinky promise.
There we go.
What's that?
Mission score 64%. Wow.
See you around, Avengers.
That's mainly because I died a lot.
Oh, I suppose yeah. The downs have a lot of impact on that.
Yeah.
Right, let's see the gear. See what we've got. Salvage from that one. Oh, another 100 katana. I do like 100. Sell. Breakdown. Breakdown. I'll just keep
Got a
going.
legendary arrow.
I need better arrows.
The problem with having like a legendary arrow is once you fired it, it's gone.
Yeah, just one
But
use.
what you want is a legendary bow.
Oh, speaking of the ultimate legendary kit bow. Spend all these thousands of resources I've got.
I haven't even been upgrading my equipment, to be honest, for this playthrough.
I do if there's a big enough jump, but then again I've got so many resources I really don't care. Let's see.
I'm upgrading my legendary arrow.
I was thinking in the grander scheme of things, it doesn't really make that much of a difference other than your number.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's so many different stats as well in this game, like stun damage, shock damage, and stuff. But how much do you actually pay attention to them?
It only really makes a difference come like the end game. But the biggest criticism of this game is it hasn't had end game content necessarily as much. Yeah. Which is ironic with Avengers being like end game was the big movie for the end of it all. Yeah. But I think we'll call it wraps there, Richie. We've done the DLC story. We've witnessed the introduction of Kate Bishop, albeit the wrong way around. But this game is all about time travel, so just watch the end of the video first, and then go back and watch the first part of the video. However, if you have reached this part of the video, you've already watched the first part of the video. So what are you going to do? Thank you very much for stopping by for our Thursday night Stadia community live stream, playing Marvel's Avengers from Square Enix. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't done so already. Click subscribe, click that bell so you are kept in the loop with all things Sounds of Stadia. Like tomorrow's side quest, Richie. Can you remember what this week's episode was? Going live in the morning?
Yes, we're actually talking about some of the timed exclusives on Stadia potentially leaving the exclusivity deals, and what does that mean going forward, and does it even matter?
Yeah, because what have we got? We've got Guilt, Lost Words.
Lost Words. I think it was Lost Words that kind of kicked it off.
Triggered it, yeah.
Yeah.
Bomberman
R. Rant about bad journalism.
Yeah, we did a little bit.
And Pac-Man.
Pac-Man as well, yeah. All leaving, of course. So some big moves. Will it really have that much of an impact? You'll have to tune into tomorrow's Sounds of Stadia side quest to find out. And following that, we may be doing a Soccer Saturday. If you're a FIFA fan out there, just keep your eyes locked to the channel. Follow us on Twitter, of course, if you don't do that already. That's where we post all our news bulletins, and over on our Facebook page too. And if you've enjoyed what you've seen and you'd like to support us a little bit further, do head over to patreon.com/Sounds of Stadia, where you get episodes of SideQuest a whole 5 days early, amongst other things as well. Sneaky, sneaky, surprise, surprise. I've been Chris.
I've been Richie.
We've been Sounds of Stadia, plays Marvel's Avengers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to everybody in the chat. James Kuna, GRS, Bruno, Rob, all the wonderful people who stopped by for tonight's stream. Take care, have a great weekend. Game on. Goodbye.
Bye.